What's going on, guys? Making 277 on the day, but I took some partial profits yesterday. $352.50. I'm going to round it up to 353 on Bitcoin. This is the trade that essentially came off the back of yesterday's trade, which, when I'm filming the video at least, which if you were to go back to watch that recap, you would see that we had, oh my, this background is sounding a lot different because I don't have that black thing up, which makes the echo now more of a thing as I'm now talking, but I don't know. Maybe I'll fix that. I don't know. No, but it came off the back. It's the inverse of yesterday's trade based off of what happened yesterday. So I'm going to get into the trade because it was fairly straightforward. It was like very clear to me once I was wrong and lost on the first attempt what to do next. At least that's how I felt. And I thought it was very good bets on the opposite side. So if you notice on the 1 hour chart of Bitcoin, if you jump back, we have had a big move since yesterday morning, but I was dialing in, and if you were on the live stream, you saw I was dialing in a short underneath this breakdown, essentially looking at this flag and saying, oh, move down, consolidate, look for the next leg lower. I like this level too, around the lower 60s, making a move down towards the 61, 62 area. Even 60K would be very reasonable in my opinion, based off what I was seeing. You can even jump over to the 4 hour chart and see a very similar situation. Just less candles, right? Bigger move down, a couple candle consolidation right in here, and then breaking it with this lower wick. But what happened next was very clear to me that I was wrong, so I got stopped out as I did. And I think I lost 140, 150, somewhere in that range on the trade that I got stopped out. So I entered short, this is yesterday's trade, on this breakdown, and then I got stopped out quickly right here. But then what I did next was I entered long, because this is the textbook what I look for the inverse of my strategy, for the false breakdown. I want to see a level that breaks down. I want to see it break down and then quickly bounce right back up on that time frame. In this case, it was the 1 hour time frame. So I want to see a big lower wick, and it could be the exact inverse when we're going the other direction, right? So if it was a false breakout, we'd see an upper wick and then, smash down, big red candle. And then I want to see volume, and we got exactly that, like very good volume, relatively speaking, compared to what we had seen. Volume wasn't this good most of the past, 2 days prior to this. So I was okay, this looks a really, really good level. And very strong candle as well. So I had all that going for me. What I do on these trades is I got in somewhere around, I can tell you exactly where I got in. Let's just do that. I got in at 64,585. So I'll mark that off on the chart. 64,585 was right about there. Okay. And I go stop loss under lower wick. So wherever lower wick is, stop loss underneath. And then I see, okay, does it make sense? Does this trade make sense? Now, if you look for a 1.5 to 1 risk reward, that would put me at a target of approximately 66.3 or 66.4. I was looking up towards 67K, but I did scale out across 3 different periods, but an average around 67K put me just at about a 2 to 1. So I was like, that looks like a good idea. So I sold just before 67K, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, 66.5. I sold at 67.2, and then I sold at 67.7. Those are my scale outs. So locking in 77, locking in 188. Above 67K, I want to lock in the majority of it, and then I had a little piece left and lock that in a little bit higher, $500 higher today. So first scale out did come, I believe, last night before I went to bed, and then I went to bed and took the trade and did the thing. It's just what we do. But yeah, that was how it went down. So simple, fairly simple. I marked it as a 4 hour and a 1 hour because you could have taken the trade off of both time frames. It was valid, in my opinion, on both time frames. I think that the 1 hour was more apparent with this candle. It was a little bit easier to see. I mean, you jump to the 4 hour, it would have been the same thing, generally speaking. Would have been the same thing. But, pick your poison, pick your time frame. Either one would have made sense in my case, which I don't trade the 1 hour and 4 hour as much these days. I just don't have as much data, and I also don't have the best track record with them. Not that it's bad, but it's not as good as the 1 day and the 5 minute. That's just what I have found. So We'll see how that plays out over time. If the data continues to tell me that, then I'll stop trading the 4 hour. It is what it is, or the 1 hour, Whatever one is bad over a larger sample size, then we eliminate from our trading. So that was the recap. That was the update. As I speak, I could probably get rid of the 15-minute chart and the 30-minute chart at the top right here, because why would I do that? Because I do not trade on those time frames. So why am I going to even have them on my chart? I used to a little bit, and I found that they just don't work well for me. So let's get rid of them. And then if the 4 hour or the 1 hour is bad, we get off that. We eliminate that from our upper, go-to. So that was the recap. We have 3 days left. I will not be trading the rest of the day, I don't think. Unless something amazing sets up this afternoon, which I doubt. But if it does, it'll be on the live stream. We'll be looking at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We have 3 days coming up to finish out the month. But I will say that I'm actually very content, happy, with the way I've but the way I've bounced back after last month being one of my biggest red months dollar-wise, I feel like, since I've been tracking. But that also comes off the back of sizing up. So, it is what it is. I felt like the beginning of this month wasn't the best in terms of executions, as you can kind of see the chart was choppier. But really ever since like mid-month, we have been just more on a steady, take a loss, okay, get a win. Take a loss, okay, get a win. And we've just been slowly kind of inching our way higher, which is exactly how I, want to be trading. Is that how it always is going to work? No. But when it works out that way, it's like you're doing pretty much exactly what you want to be doing. So happy to see that so far. And we're making progress. This account, by the way, I'll pop out of the way. The balance currently is at $26,201.77. That's $800 or actually $799 or $798.23 away from passing phase 1 and achieving that 27,000 range. We are funded on the other account. We got funded on the 10K account, looking to get funded on this account at some point soon. Who knows when, but letting things play out. I've had a bounce back month on this account though, for sure. So happy to see that at least that it wasn't the asset classes necessarily that were bad. It was just kind of an off month, which is fine. That's great. Once I have more data where I can say, hey, clearly, gold or oil or Bitcoin is not good for you because you're not profitable with it, then just don't trade it it doesn't work for your strategy, then don't do it. And then we get rid of it. Right. And now we shore up a little bit of our backside, and hopefully that net effect of that improves our profitability in the long run. So that's the recap. Hope was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. This is TradeZella. I'll leave TradeZella link below like always. Peace.